My name's Daniel McCaffrey. There's been a great fuss lately about plastic bags, the plastic shopping bags you get in the supermarket. Oh, there's been petitions, there's been articles in the newspapers, and Facebook is covered with terrible images of plastic bags and the harm that they do. Well, let's examine that, shall we? So that's the first question to answer. Where are we? We're in New Zealand. We're not in the third world. We're not in those dreadful places where plastic is a horrendous problem, a waste management problem of tremendous proportions. Is it true? Do we have a plastic bag problem? Well, you can see for yourself with your own eyes, in your own streets, in your own neighbourhoods, in your own city. So I live in Wellington, and I went looking for the terrible problem of plastic bags littering our landscapes and our streets and our neighbourhoods and our city centres. And this is what I found. So I went looking for plastic bags. I drove up round the hills, down through the valleys, along the sides of the rivers, as far and as fast as I could go, looking for plastic bags and litter. And I went along the banks of the Hutt there, the river. I went up in through Wainuiomata. I went round the sides of the curbs and the side streets, in round the back roads as far as I could see, and I had my eyes peeled. And the thing was, I couldn't even find any litter. People don't throw litter in the streets of Wellington. It's not that often you find litter, but you never, ever find a plastic bag. Through the Hutt, all through the back of Porirua, up through the back of Paikokariki, Waikanai, everywhere I went, I couldn't find a plastic bag. So I went out to the beaches and rivers, out down the south coast, and looked through the rocks and the bays and everywhere to see. I went out to Makara. I couldn't find any. I even examined the rocks. I went up to Waikanai. I went up to Nainai. I went down the centre of the town. I went to Lyle Bay. I went to Petone. And I couldn't find any plastic bags. So, as the definitive study on plastic bags done by the Australian Productivity Commission in 2006 reveals, they're not a litter problem. They're not a landfill problem. I'm told that 9,000 tonnes of plastic go to the Wellington tip. As the Australian Productivity Commission suggested, only a tiny, tiny fraction of that amount of plastic will be plastic bags, and they have a beneficial effect on landfills. So what should we do about the problem? Because if we use 1.9 billion of them, it's pretty obvious they're very, very handy. People find them enormously useful. Otherwise, they wouldn't take them. You see, when people say, oh, we use 1.9 billion of them for only 4.75 million people, what it tells you is this: we like them. They're very, very useful. Otherwise, we wouldn't use them. Now, in South Australia, they banned them entirely. The whole lot, banned. No more plastic bags. You had to trundle along to the supermarket with your fabric shopping bag that you bought yourself, or paid $2.50 for the privilege of buying one there. So what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. The streets of Adelaide were pristine before the ban, and of course they remained pristine afterwards. And the landfills? Adelaide has enough land north of it to become a landfill for the entire human population. No shortage of landfills in Australia. So what happened? Nothing. And all the inconvenience people were brought to? Well, who cares? It was a political matter to get the Labour Party, the Greens' preferences to win the election. The whole thing's political. People are going to have their lives twisted and mangled about over such a small matter for absolutely no outcome. Because as you see, there are no plastic bags on the streets, and they are certainly the least of problems in landfills. It's just propaganda. Greenpeace racks up a whole lot of propaganda over the world with its 8 million budgets and shows you terrible pictures of turtles and the vast problems that plastics do cause as refuse among all the other refuse in the part of the world that's infested with refuse and trash. Relax. But it will happen. Why will it happen? Because it's convinced you inside your head that there is a problem. So try and remember, where are we? And is it true?